158 years ago today, President Abraham Lincoln approved and signed the 13th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, which in effect abolished slavery. Here to talk about the challenges the legislation faced and how it's still being fine-tuned is Northwestern University historian and author Kate Mazur.
Kate's book is called Until Justice Be Done, America's First Civil Rights Movement from the Revolution to Reconstruction. Kate joins us live this morning. Kate, thanks for being here.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Some people might not know that there's some language in the 13th Amendment that people have wanted to get rid of all these years later.
Well, the 13th Amendment abolished slavery and involuntary servitude in the United States, which was a very big deal. But it does include language that says that there can be slavery or involuntary servitude for punishment of a crime. And that's the language that in recent years people have focused on and considered getting rid of.
And where does that stand?
That's a good question. Some people in Congress have introduced a constitutional amendment to remove that language so that there would be no exception language in the Constitution. But I don't know that it's gotten very far at this point.
Huh. What was the challenge of President Lincoln getting this passed through the House after the Civil War had been won by the Union?
Well, the Senate had passed the 13th Amendment in the spring of 1864, but it had not passed the House yet. And Lincoln had to run for re-election in the fall of 1864. And it was a really close vote in the early 1865 whether the House would actually approve the amendment. Lincoln, by that time, was pushing hard for the amendment. And in the end, they got full Republican support and a little bit of Democratic support to pass the amendment. It actually passed Congress on January 31st, 1865. And then Lincoln signed it on February 1st, which is kind of weird because the president actually doesn't have to sign a constitutional amendment. So it's sort of a strange anniversary because it wasn't necessary at all for him to sign the amendment.
Interesting. And so all these years later, historically, what do you focus on when you look back at the implications of this document?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is the 13th Amendment is the first of three major constitutional amendments during Reconstruction. We call them the Reconstruction Amendments, and they really changed the Constitution. They put individual rights first, obviously established freedom in the United States, and then gave Congress the power to protect individual rights throughout the nation, particularly when states abridged them. So you really have in the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendment a kind of redoing of the Constitution of the framers from the late 18th century with a new emphasis on individual rights, on anti-racism, and eventually in the 15th Amendment on the right to vote, on protecting the right to vote. So these are fundamentally important. And I think, you know, if I could say one thing, it would be that we all should have a terrific understanding of these three constitutional amendments that were passed after the Civil War.
All right. The book is Until Justice Be Done, America's First Civil Rights Movement from the Revolution to Reconstruction. Kate, thank you for joining us this morning.
Sure, my pleasure.